Welcome students. As you all know that we are studying one of the most important topic or chapter of biology, that is microorganisms, friends or foes. Now we are going to continue this chapter. Before going in continuation of this chapter, let's revise this chapter with the help of some important questions. These questions are framed on all those topics which have been taught by me in the earlier videos. Okay students, if you are able to get answer to these questions in your mind while reading by me, then it will make you clear that you have understood all these topics very clearly. Okay children, these questions framed by me will help you to get know that whether you have understood the chapter up till taught or not. Let's proceed. First question by me is, what is microorganism? It has been explained by 100 of times by me that what are microorganisms? It are tiny creatures which can't be seen with the naked eye, can be only seen with the help of microscope. Who was the first scientist to identify microorganisms and with the help of which optical instrument? As the answer to this question you all know, it is Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Who is this? A-N-T-O-N. Anton von Leeuwenhoek. L-E-E-W-E-N-H-O-E-K. So I'm not going to give answer to all the questions. You have to answer it in your mind. If not understood, then go through the video or ask me while discussion. Anton von Leeuwenhoek, with the help of which instrument? With the help of modern microscope. How microorganisms are considered as friends and foe? This has been also explained that when they are useful, they are considered as friends, and when they are harmful, they are considered as foe. What do you understand by microbiology and by the term microbiologist? The branch of biology where we study about the microorganisms are microbiology, and the person who studies about the microorganisms are considered to be as microbiologist. On the basis of shapes, in how many groups microorganisms has been divided? Okay children, one of the very most important question, how many groups they have been divided? As bacteria, fungi, algae, viruses, protozoans. It has been discussed now on the basis of their shapes. Microorganisms are found where? Everywhere. It has been explained. Why viruses are considered as unique? Very important question. Viruses are considered as unique because they act as a borderline between the living and non-living. They are non-living, but as soon as they come in contact with the living, they show all the characteristics of living. That is, they breathe, they multiply, they reproduce. Okay children, explain the term fermentation and name the bacteria responsible for the formation of curd. What do you mean by the term fermentation? As children, it has been explained by you. And what is fermentation? Fermentation, you can say, is an anaerobic process through which sugar, that is carbohydrates, are converted into alcohol or acids and carbon dioxide by microorganisms like yeast. Name the bacteria responsible for the formation of curd. Which is the bacteria responsible for the formation of curd? It is very important. Lactobacillus. Which bacteria is important? Lactobacillus. Okay children, why does batter of dosa and idli becomes fluffy? It is all due to fermentation. That is, during the process of fermentation, carbon dioxide gas is released, which gets trapped there. And when it tries to escape out, it leads to the formation of bubbles, making the batter very fluffy. Okay children, what do you understand by biological nitrogen fixation? And name the bacteria involved. Very important and explained by me 100 of times. Biological nitrogen fixation. That is, I have 100 of times explained you that this nitrogen is present in the atmosphere, which is proved to be not in usable form by the plants, because plants absorb water and minerals and everything from the soil. As this nitrogen, when present in the atmosphere, is to be made available to the soil to be absorbed by the roots of the plants. Okay, there are some microorganisms which help in making the nitrogen available in the atmosphere to be available in the soil, to be utilized by the plants. This is known as biological nitrogen fixation, because this nitrogen is made available to the soil with the help of the microorganisms. So it is termed as biological nitrogen fixation. And name the bacteria, there are various, and one of the most important one is Rhizobium bacteria. It has been explained by me. Rhizobium bacteria, that is, this has to be learned by you. Rhizobium, Rhizobium bacteria. Where does it reside? In the symbiotic association with the leguminous plants. What are these leguminous plants? It are the pulses plants, and their roots have the nodes over there, like pearls, small dots over there. And these Rhizobium bacteria resides over there in a symbiotic association, that is mutually benefits one another. Okay, children, now let's proceed. Write 10 lines on the usefulness of microorganisms in our lives. There are various you can say places where microorganisms prove to be useful for us, such as in bakery, in making alcohols, in agricultural practices, in making nitrogen available to the soil, in sewage treatment, and various other places. Explain the following. Pathogen. Disease. In the last class I had explained to you, disease causing microorganisms are known as pathogens. What are communicable diseases? The diseases which can be transferred from a healthy person, not a healthy person. A diseases which can be transferred from a diseased person, that unhealthy person, to a healthy person, is called as communicable disease. As coronavirus disease, we are facing such a type of disease over here, which is a communicable disease. Okay. Toxin. What is toxin? It is a poisonous substance produced by living organisms. Now the next term, carrier. All those who are responsible for getting transferred disease from one person to the another, from one place to the another, are known as carriers. It may be water, air, anything. Okay, children? How can we control the spread of malaria or dengue? In the last class, we had discussed that malaria or dengue mosquitoes rapidly reproduce or breed in the water which is stagnant. Okay, so we have, or lost over here. So we have to frequently change the water of pots, of air coolers, everywhere, so that they don't get the place to get multiplied. And we should not allow water to be stored at one place for a longer period of time. So by inhibiting the growth of mosquitoes of malaria or dengue, we can prevent it. What are antibiotics? What precautions must be taken while taking antibiotics? I have explained to you earlier, antibiotics are chemicals. What are antibiotics? Antibiotics are chemicals produced by microorganisms that kill or inhibit the growth of other harmful microorganisms. Who discovered vaccine? Very important question. Who discovered vaccine? It is Edward Jenner. It is Edward Jenner. It is Edward Jenner who discovered the vaccine. Why vaccination is necessary? Everyone knows, this is the very general question. Vaccination is necessary to keep someone healthy and free from diseases, to provide immunity to the body. Explain. Antibody. Antibody, proteins produced by special kind of blood cells to identify and destroy microbes like bacteria, viruses, etc. are antibody. What is vaccination? Transfer of vaccines into our body through various methods are known as vaccinations. What is vaccine? A suspension of killed or weakened, that whose strength has been minimized, microorganisms administered to increase protection against a disease, that is bloster immunity. Okay, what is immunity? Immunity is ability of an organism to resist an infection. What is immunity? Immunity is an ability of an organism to resist or to fight against an infection. Why are children or infants given vaccination? Very easy question. Children or infants are given infection to build immunity among themselves so that they can, so that they can fight against various diseases. So they can inbuild an ability to resist an infection. Okay. These are the causes why children or infants are given vaccination. Okay, children, with the help of all these questions which has been explained various times by me one by one, get it learned, get it written in your classwork copy and get it learned so that you get a thorough knowledge of this chapter up till dot. Let's continue our chapter. Children, now today in this session, I am going to give you information about some common human diseases and the way they get transmitted. Got the topic? Information about some common human diseases and the way they get transmitted. Okay, children, there is a chart in your book which today I am going to post it in your group. Okay, that is infectious diseases caused by microorganisms. By which microorganisms? Bacteria, viruses, fungi and protozoans. Which type of diseases? Which diseases are caused by them? Bacteria, that is tuberculosis, diphtheria, cholera, tetanus, typhoid. Viruses, a type of microorganism, causes common cold, influenza, mumps, polio, chickenpox, AIDS. Fungi, it is also a type of microorganism, causes ringworms, athlete's foot. Protozoans, which is also a type of microorganism, causes malaria, amoebic dysentery and sleeping sickness. So let's have a small idea about it, so which would make you understand it better and help you to learn in a more easy way. Okay, children, we are going to discuss about infectious diseases caused by microorganisms. By which microorganisms? You can write it over here. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, and you can write protozoans. Okay, children, now we are going to discuss about them one by one. Bacteria, viruses, fungi and protozoans. These are the microorganisms. What are these? These are the microorganisms which causes various common human diseases, which are going to be discussed in a short so that you can find it easy to be learned. Let's discuss about the microorganism bacteria. Okay, children, what are the diseases caused by them? Okay, you can say diseases. What are the diseases? Most of the common diseases caused to human beings. Common diseases caused to human beings. What are they? Tuberculosis. What is this tuberculosis? Okay, tuberculosis also called as TB. Also called as TB. Okay, full form is tuberculosis. Also called as TB is a very serious infectious bacterial disease. A very serious infectious bacterial disease. Okay, that mainly affects the lungs. What does it do? Mainly affects the lungs. Which part of our body is mainly affected by it? By the lungs. Okay, children, the bacteria that cause TB are spread when an infected person coughs or sneezes. When an infected person can be spread when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Got it clear, children? That we are today discussing about infectious diseases caused by microorganisms. Okay, children, what are the microorganisms which may cause to infectious common human diseases? Bacteria, viruses, fungi, and protozoans are the microorganisms. So we are discussing about, in short, about some of the microorganisms which causes some common human diseases. One by one, that is bacteria. What is this bacteria does? What does this bacteria do? That this is diseases caused by the bacteria are one of the tuberculosis. One of the disease that is bacterial disease, short form is TB. It mainly affects the lungs and can be spread through the cough or sneezes. If a person who is affected by the tuberculosis, if he coughs or sneezes anywhere, it gets transmitted to a healthy person also. Transferred to a healthy person also. Tuberculosis is an infectious bacterial disease. Now children, let's proceed to the another disease, which is another bacterial disease, which is diphtheria. Diphtheria. What is this diphtheria? Diphtheria, a serious infectious disease, okay? And causes infections to what? And causes infections to what? Nose and throat. Causes infections to mainly to nose and throat. Causes infections mainly to nose and throat, that easily prevented by vaccination, which can be easily prevented by vaccination. Is it clear, children? And this disease makes the breathing hard. This disease makes the breathing hard. If a person is suffering from this disease, finds difficulty in breathing. Okay, children, diphtheria, one of the bacterial disease, is infectious disease, causes infection to nose and throat, can be prevented through vaccination, and the person who is suffering from this disease makes the breathing hard or finds difficulty in breathing. Okay, children, now let's proceed. The next one is the next you can say bacterial disease is diphtheria. 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 It is also a serious bacterial infectious. Diphtheria has been okay, children, I have repeated it. It has been discussed. Next disease is cholera. 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 As you are aware with this term, it is a bacterial disease causing severe diarrhea and dehydration. That is the loose motion over there, loss of water from our body. And this is a very serious disease. This may lead to death also. Okay, children? Now the next disease is tetanus. This is also this name is also known by you, tetanus. It is a bacterial infectious diseases that causes painful muscles, that causes pain, very serious pain in the muscles, and can be prevented or cured only through the vaccination. Okay, children, so one should be vaccinated properly. If got hurt by some iron nails or got bitten by some street animals, then should be aware while taking the vaccinations. Typhoid. The next one known by you is typhoid. This is also a very common name of the disease known by you all, typhoid. High fever. What happens during this disease? High fever spreads through contaminated food and water, and this can be also prevented through vaccination. Is it, children, clear what I am trying to let you know? That is, the diseases which were caused by bacteria are tuberculosis, diphtheria, cholera, tetanus, and typhoid.
and their various symptoms and how can be they cured. This has to be learnt by you. Now let us proceed to the another one, that is the one of the another microorganism, that is the viruses. Okay, it is also a microorganism which causes some common human diseases, which causes some what are the diseases caused by them? Viruses are common cold. Common cold, you can write. Then mumps, you can write not M-U-M-P-S, mumps. Polio, influenza, chicken pox, AIDS. Okay, children, all these are the viral diseases. So let's discuss them one by one. Viruses and disease caused them by our one by one. Common cold. What is this common cold? It is a viral infection of nose and throat. Okay, it is a viral infection of nose and throat. Influenza. What is this influenza? The flu attacks. In this flu, the flu attacks lungs, nose and throat. Our lungs, nose and throat are severely attacked by this. And the third one, which is a viral disease, is mumps. Mumps, viral infection that affects the salivary gland, that easily preventable by vaccine, which affects our salivary gland, which can be prevented by only vaccination. And the fourth one is polio. And you all know, student, polio, a virus that may cause paralysis, which may cause what? Paralysis. Okay, paralysis to any part of our organ, and is easily prevented by polio vaccination. Transmitted through what? How can it be transmitted? Through contaminated water or food or contact with an infected person. Now, fifth viral disease is what, children? Chicken pox. Chicken pox. It causes itching and rashes on the skin, and this can be also prevented by the vaccination. And the one of the viral disease is AIDS. What is the full form of AIDS? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Is it clear? And this can be transmitted through contact with infected blood, semen and various other agents. Okay, children, is it clear? One of the earlier we had discussed bacteria, which is a microorganism which causes various diseases such as tuberculosis, diphtheria, cholera, tetanus, typhoid. And what are they? And now I have discussed with you viruses, which is also a microorganism and which causes some common human diseases such as common cold, influenza, mumps, polio, chickenpox and AIDS. Okay, now children, let's discuss about some other microorganisms which causes common human diseases such as fungi. Right now we had discussed about two of the microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses. Now we are discussing about the fungi which causes various microbial diseases. Which are the diseases caused by them? Such as common one, ringworms. Ringworms, and you can athlete's foot. A-T-H-E-L-E, athlete's foot. Let's
let me give you some idea about these two diseases so that you will find it easy to be learned. Fungi, two of the common diseases to the human beings called, that is the ringworms. What is this ringworms? Fungal infection to the skin. What is this? Fungal infection. Fungal infection to the skin, spread through skin to skin or by touching an infected animal or object. Okay, what you have to get it learned? Ringworm is a fungal disease, okay, which is a skin disease, okay, which gets transferred from skin to skin or by touching or by you can say or by touching an infected animal or object. Next one is athlete's foot. What is this athlete's foot? Begins between toes. When there's some water and tight fitting of the shoes over there, due to some moisture over there, we get this disease. Athlete's foot begins between toes. Commonly occurs in people whose feet have become very sweaty, or wearing very tight shoes over there, sweats are over there, moisture is over there. Then this type of disease is formed between the toes, and this disease is known as athlete's foot. Okay, children. Now let's discuss about another microbial disease, that is the protozoans. Diseases caused by protozoans. Diseases caused by protozoans. What are they? Malaria. Okay, children. What is this? What are they? Malaria. What is this malaria? Transmitted by transmitted by the bites of infected mosquito. So prevention should be taken that the mosquitoes house should be kept free from the mosquitoes. Okay, and the next one is amoebic dysentery. Amoebic dysentery. Okay, children, it spread through drinking or eating uncooked food, okay, such as fruits. It is spread through drinking or eating uncooked food, that is through which all the harmful microorganisms enters our body, because the foods are not cooked properly and they produce harm to our body, causing dysentery. This is called as an amoebic dysentery. Next one is, children, sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness. The name itself is very nice. Sleeping sickness. It is also a protozoan microbial disease. Once the brain is affected by this disease, it results in changes in behavior. This leads the person to confusion, poor coordination. All the organs are not coordinated in a better way. Difficulties in speech. They don't express themselves in a proper way, and disturbance of sleep. And sleep also gets disturbed. Okay, children, what is this sleeping sickness? It is a protozoan microbial disease, and once the person gets affected, okay, then what happens? It results in change in behavior. That person's behavior gets changed. The person gets confused. Why confused? Because they don't have a proper coordination with all their organs of the body. Difficulties in speech. If improper coordination is there, then the person will not be able to express himself in a proper way. And disturbance of sleep. Sleep also gets disturbed. That is, the person finds him to be uncomfortable in various aspects. Is it, children, clear to all of you? Right now we were discussing about infectious diseases caused by the microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans, and various diseases caused by them, and had explained you one by one that is tuberculosis, diphtheria, cholera, tetanus, typhoid, one of the bacterial disease. What are their symptoms? In a short, viruses, common cold, influenza, mumps, polio, chickenpox, AIDS, and what are they and how they are caused and how they are viral diseases. Fungi, ringworms, athletes. What are athletes' food? That is moisture between our toes. Okay, protozoans, malaria, amoebic dysentery, sleeping sickness. All these diseases has been discussed by me one by one, which with the help of this you will get it learned in a very easy way. Okay, students, now let's proceed. Modes of transmission of pathogens. How these disease causing you know the term pathogen. Up till now I have made you understand that disease causing microorganisms, that how the mode, what are the methods by which these pathogens gets entered into the organisms, that is air, water, soil, animals. These are the ways by which the disease causing microorganisms gets entered to our body. Air, action like sneezing, coughing. When we sneeze or cough, their droplets gets scattered into the air and it gets transferred to the nearby person. And which type of diseases can be caught? Tuberculosis, that is TB, common cold, influenza, swine flu. I have discussed with all these diseases. Water, using contaminated water. Water is also an agent which helps in transmission of pathogens. Contaminated, that is polluted water. What type of diseases? Typhoid, amoebic dysentery, and cholera. Next agent, soil, consuming food items that are not washed, cleaned properly. Okay, that is with the help of soil also, the food items or everything which we buy from the market, if it is not properly cleaned and consumed by us, they may lead to tetanus. Animals, one of the most popular mode of transmission of pathogens or mode of carrier of pathogens, that is direct contact. Example, being bitten by a rabid dog, that is a wild dog, street dog, being bitten by that dog, though through vectors that spreads diseases, and various insects and mosquitoes also are there which spreads the diseases. Which type of diseases are caused by them? Are rabies and malaria. This chart also have to be learned by you, which will be posted in your group. Air, modes of transmission of diseases or the modes of transmission of pathogens, or you can germ, or pathogens can be also called as germs, are air, water, soil, animals. And the various methods are there which helps in transmission of diseases, and from these you can say modes, various related diseases are caused by air, tuberculosis, common cold, influenza, swine flu. Water, typhoid, amoebic dysentery, cholera. Soil, tetanus. Animals, rabies, malaria. Okay, children. Now let's proceed further. Prevention. Up till now, we were discussing about various diseases. How there are, you can say, there are various microorganisms we had discussed earlier that causes diseases. And earlier we had also discussed about the various agents which help in transmission of diseases from one person to the another or from one place to the another. That is air, water, soil, animals. Okay. Now, after discussing all those things, we are going to discuss prevention of diseases. That how we can get or how we can be safe from all these diseases, or how we can prevent ourselves from all these diseases. Various ways that can help in preventing diseases are given in the following. Okay, methods of prevention. Are you getting understood with the term methods of prevention and the diseases that may be prevented? First method is vaccination. By this vaccination method, the diseases which can be prevented are tuberculosis, right now it has been discussed, a bacterial disease, polio, mumps, tetanus. Using mosquito net and mosquito repellents, controlling mosquito population. Using mosquito nets. Every night we use mosquito nets to have a soundless sleep, to keep the mosquitoes away from us. Mosquito repellents, various types of mosquito repellents as coil are used by us. Controlling mosquito population, that is controlling stagnant of water logging, that is controlling breeding of the mosquito. What are the diseases caused? Malaria, dengue.
Proper disposal of water and using disinfected water. Proper water should be disposed in a very planned way. It should not be thrown here and there and let the water logged, okay? And this lead to the disease cholera. Maintaining good personal hygiene. One's body should be kept clean. Okay, neat and clean. Every day cleanliness should be done to our body. Taking proper bath, doing proper combing of our hairs, washing our clothes properly. So maintaining a good personal hygiene. What is, if not done, then what type of disease is caused? Ringworms and athlete's foot. It has been discussed right now. Okay, children. So you are going to learn till here all the charts which has been discussed by me one by one. All these are very important and has to be done. So after discussing all those things, at the end of the session, I am going to give you some questions based on today's discussion. Okay. So you are going to answer these questions on the basis of concepts made by you. One of the question is, name some of the microorganisms which causes some common human diseases. Right now I have discussed bacteria, viruses, protozoans, and what is that? Fungus. Name some of the common human diseases caused by some of the microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans. Bacteria causes various diseases, viruses causes various diseases, fungi also causes various diseases, and protozoans also causes various diseases, which has been discussed right now with the descriptive answer. Okay, so you write the names of the diseases which are caused by bacteria, viruses, fungi, and protozoans. What are the modes of transmission of pathogens or germs? Right now we had discussed that there are various modes or agents through which the diseases can be transmitted from one person to the another or one place to the another, such as water, air, okay, soil, animals. And right now we are facing with a very serious disease, that is the coronavirus. Okay, children, it is also a communicable disease that gets transferred from a diseased person to a healthy person only by simply touching or sneezing or coughing. When that infected person coughs, that droplets get scattered in the air, and when it comes in contact with a healthy person, that healthy person also gets infected. Okay, children, now you are going to answer these questions and get it submitted. And earlier discussed questions that was named as revision questions, okay, that has to be also done in the classwork copy for your record, and get it learnt by heart. And by following all my instructions, you will come to know that this chapter has become very easy for you.